You want to know what's funny? When I walked into the conservancy to take my picture at the halfway point, a girl was like, August? And I looked at her and she's like, you and I started together. We were at the hostel. Of course, I didn't recognize her. But what's going through my mind is, I didn't see you hiking. Now think about this. The only time I saw this woman was when we were at the hostel, if what she said is true. 2.5 months later, I'm at the halfway point and she's sitting there. So I'm like, wow, okay. But hold on, check this out. All right. But it's like I said before. I said I can't believe 270 people came before me. But now, after giving it some thought, I guess if you're yellow blazing and getting in a car and going up from state to state, perhaps you can get there quite fast. So I'm thinking the reason why the numbers are so high, it's not because hikers are hiking. Oh, check this out. Okay. It's not because hikers are hiking. It's because they're doing whatever they can do to get through these states. And so naturally, when you get to the halfway point, Harper's Ferry, and you're supposed to get your picture in the book to as they say, immortalize the experience, boom, that's how the numbers come up. So, you know, personally, we may as well just call it. I mean, I'm doing a through hike. A through hike is what it's called. But at the end of the day, it don't matter. You start in Georgia, you end in Maine. I mean, that's just the way it is. And like I said before, it's not like you're running a marathon and there's a chip in your boot to make sure you go, or chip in a computer chip in your shoe so they can go back and make sure you did every single thing. Hike your own hike, blah, blah, blah. But the numbers are askew. So you really can't even trust that anymore. But yeah, check this out. This is the old bridge. This bridge marks the leaving of Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, and going into Maryland. So when I come down on this bridge, I'm going to be in Maryland. And there you have it. And for the record, I hope I don't sound like I'm judging, because I'm not. But I want you to know the difference. I'm putting in the effort. I'm putting in the time. I'm the one losing 30 pounds. You need to know my footsteps are hitting this trail every single bit of the way, you know. So I can only speak from that perspective, okay? Now, when you see 200, I don't want you to be thinking like, well, 270 people can do it, then I can do it. Well, it's not to say, I don't know if 270 people are actually walking this whole trail. I mean, there are numbers in there, but it's not easy. Don't even think for a second that it is easy, okay? So what I'm telling you is I'm not trying to show you how difficult it is. You can see that from what I'm showing you, and you can see it from the wear and tear it's having on my body. But at the same time, I'm trying to keep it legit. You make your own decisions. You do what you got to do. And I'm going to try not to be so judgmental. And it's not really judgmental. I'm just calling it as I see it, okay? Yeah, I'm starting to babble. Check this out. All right, out here. Coming off the bridge, I'm officially in Maryland, a new state. Or now, Maryland is a sweet gift. I wish I had some biscuits for this gravy that I'm walking on right now. This next 2 mile stretch, or 1.5 miles, is just like this. Flat surface, you're just walking. It's like a bike path or something like that. But I mean, literally, you can close your eyes and just coast through here. So I'm just gonna enjoy this. And once the terrain changes, and it will, I'm gonna go straight up. I'll let you see it from there when it's back in the woods and it's official again. The last couple miles to the shelter, or a mile or so, is not gonna be easy. So, out here. I guess with a new state comes a new weather pattern. There's not a cloud in the sky. And just an hour ago, it was literally raining. It was coming down on me. Now look at that. That's pretty cool out here. Just as an afterthought, what got me to the town's end was internet. And since I was using their Wi-Fi, I figured I had to order something. I really didn't have an appetite, and didn't even dawn on me. I was more concerned about trying to get online and post. But I ordered some iced tea and a side of fries. It just occurred to me that the bill was $9. So a side of fries and some iced tea is $9. Just keep that in mind. I mean, those towns are expensive. It's a tourist trap. But it was worth it if you count the internet out here. If you count the tip, it was like 15 out here. Yes, the service sucked. There's a hostel through here called Harper's Ferry Hostel, which is a misnomer because it really is in Maryland. But when you come through here, there's a blue blaze on a tree. And when you see that, you just go right and you just go straight up that hill. In 2012, I missed it. I don't know how I missed it, but I ended up walking all the way down and I was pissed. So I'm not going there right now, but I'm just telling you, if you want to hit this hostel, you really got to pay attention because, you know, it could be like the blue blaze could be covered with greenery and whatnot. It's a nice hostel. I recommend it. But like I said, when you're in this stretch here, you just got to instead of looking straight ahead, keep looking to your left, and you're looking for a blue blaze or the signs of a trail where you can skirt up through there and go to the hostel. If I see it, I'll give you some footage so you know what to look for out here. Okay, I found it, sort of. There is you see that blue blaze? And then there's another one. It's a double blue blaze, and then across the trail on that tree right there is a blue blaze. Now, you can see, I don't know how you're gonna get down there. It probably hasn't been used in years. That's the trail on the other side of the railroad tracks to get you up. Now, what confirms it is, as you're going up the trail, you're gonna pass this sign right here, and that's the sign for the hostel. Right there. It's not a good picture because of the trees, but that's the sign for the hostel right there. And that's the trail as well. So when you're going up the trail, you know you're going in the right direction with the hostel. And I gotta tell you, that's about a good mile in, maybe. Yeah, so good luck with that. Personally, I would just say don't even bother. Just have them give you a ride, and it'll be easier. It would be easier leaving the hostel and taking the blue blaze down as opposed to trying to figure out where it's at. Because once you go behind the hostel, you know what you're looking for, this road right here. It just seems like it hasn't been used in years and it's dangerous. So anyway, it's not a bad hostel, so I'll leave it to your own judgment out here. It's 6:30. I'm going back in the woods, and I'm 3 miles away from the shelter. I am under the new bridge. That's the old. You can see the centuries coming together, the past and the future. This puts me 2 miles away from the shelter, and it's 7 o'clock out here. It's 7:42. It took a while, but I did, take time at the center, and then I took some time at the restaurant. But anyway, Bear's Den is at 1002. This hostel right here, the shelter rather, is at 1029. So I actually hit my personal best one more time. I did 27 miles today. And that ain't bad. Let's go take a look at this shelter. I've been eating all day, so hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me. But it was fun. I mean, I came here to hike, so. Haha, I found you.
Oh my gosh, August, how are you?
What's up? I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm good. Correction. The water source was so far, I'm giving myself credit for 28 miles today out here. Good morning. It's 7:15. And even though it's kind of raining right now, everything that I'm wearing is damp, covered from the sweat of yesterday. This is the second shelter where the water is a mile away round trip. It's crazy. Anyway, today the plan is to do either 16 or 19. It depends. I'm familiar with this stretch to say that there is a shelter that I think, if I think this is the shelter, the 16 miles, I think that's a shelter that's a piece of crap. Because I remember going down there in 2012 and actually refusing to stay. And I ended up doing a night hike trying to get to the next one, and I was mad because it just threw my plans off. So, knowing that in advance, there's a campground 3 miles after that shelter. So, I'll either do one or the other. If I'm not mistaken, there's a restaurant 0.1 mile off the trail, and it's really good. That's at about it's 6 miles. That's like at like 10. So I'll be showing you that. And if I can remember to turn the camera on and show you, that'd be good too. So let's get to it out here. Notice how the rocks are everywhere in the ground. The closer we get to Pennsylvania, the less ground you'll see. And it's like you'll be walking on rocks through the whole state of Pennsylvania. And it's a nightmare, I tell you. Maryland is like Monument Central. You're going through all these different like state parks and whatnot. It literally walks you through something or other, some kind of tourist thing. I hope these bathrooms are open. They got the first Washington Monument. I should be coming up on that. I'll show it to you out here. Got the Arc of Triomphe. Pavilion. Hikers appreciating the ruins. Everything is so well manicured. Checkpoint Alpha. That's one shelter. I'm not going down there. That is very far away out here. This is what I call nice, tame Maryland flatlands. This is how the trail should be. By the way, the shelter last night was pretty packed. I recognized a few through hikers. I recognized a lot of day, well, I didn't recognize, but there were a lot of day hikers there. And even before this shelter, I was bumping into people that just started, as far as starting in Harper's Ferry. So I imagine I'll see a lot of that as well out here. As you know, yesterday I did 27 miles, if you count the water, 28. But here's the deal. The day before yesterday, I had rest, and all I did was eat. I mean, I ate a whole lot. I was able to actually, fuel the mechanism before I actually went out there and did it. So, not even wanting to actually do, or I wasn't expecting to do as many miles as I did. You recall in the video, it's like, okay, I'll do 12 miles, but I got there so early and I felt so good, I just kept going. But here's the deal. Last night, I got in at like 7:45, and by the time I got my water, the sun was going down quickly. And so everything I had to do with light as far as eating. So it's not so much that I was tired or exhausted, but I just didn't feel like messing around at night. So I ate half of what I would normally eat. I didn't go to bed hungry, but I didn't fuel myself properly like I should have, which is why I'm dragging today. And so I just want you to make that connection. If you know you're going to do a heavy miles the following day, then eat. I mean, your body's going to use it. Just put the calories down, knowing that, okay, this is the fuel that I'm going to need. I don't fault myself for not eating as much, because I'm not going that far today, and there's no mistake about it. I've been dragging all day, so I can stop at 10, 16 won't be a problem. But the thing is, there won't be no doing 20 miles by accident, because I feel it. I'm not exhausted and I'm not tired, but I don't have that inner power. I know exactly what the problem is. This is because I didn't eat as much as I should have. There's a restaurant coming up here. I'm just going to go ahead and eat. But the moral of this, what I'm telling you is, if you know you're going to be doing big days, or even in general, you never go to bed hungry. Never go to bed hungry. If you got to pack more food, pack more food. But at the same time, if you know that you're going to be doing big miles the following day, then eat big. It's not enough to to like eat while you're hiking. That's not the way the body works. I mean, granted, you can give yourself the carbs, but at the same time, that's just, you know, if you want to be very efficient and make sure it works perfectly, you're going to carb up the night before. That's just the way it is. So, so yeah, I just wanted to tell you that out here. Checkpoint Bravo, second shelter, 9 miles in. I'm not going there. I'm just going to keep hiking. There's a restaurant ahead out here.